everybody, I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, then please do. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on WandaVision. So I'm going to be talking about the first season of WandaVision. I'm going to be saying my thoughts on each episode, and then at the end, I'll say my ranking of each episode. Normally when I do these kind of reviews, I normally talk about the character one by one and say my thoughts on the characters. But in this show, I decided to do it episode by episode instead. So I just wanted to, and it was easier for me because at that time the episodes were longer, so it would have took me longer to write it down because I normally watch the episode and write it down at the same time. And for short shows, it doesn't take me that long, but with longer shows it takes me more time, so that's why I decided to just write it down episode by episode. Before I start with the video, I want to mention a couple of things. I have a bit of a cold, so if I don't sound as loud as I normally do, I apologise. I am getting way better though, so I am getting way better though, so I am glad about that. And I wasn't planning to film today, but because it's really sunny and I was planning to go out, but then I decided to stay in today, so that's why I'm filming. And I wasn't planning to do this video, I was planning to do another one, but I still have some things I need to do on that review before I can film it. It's an album review, just in case anyone's wondering, but I still want to do a few more things on it and then I can film it when I have the time. This video will have spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen the show and you would like to see the show, then please skip this video. Once you've seen the show, then you may come back. Please keep in mind I have notes on this phone, so if you see me looking down, that is why. I want to apologise for being late. I do understand that I'm late to the party. I will explain more later on why I'm late to the party, because the show came out almost 2 years ago and I watched it in September. I watched it around September 25th, around that time. So, which is a kind of funny story, because around the time my friend was watching the Jeffrey Dahmer show, I was watching WandaVision. So yeah, that's just a funny story if anybody wants to know. Now I'm going to say about the story. So I'll put the time on the screen if you want to skip to when I start talking about the episodes. So I'm just going to say backstory for the people that are new. So in case you were wondering why am I just saying it, why am I just talking about the show now. So basically, at the time I was supposed to watch the show, but because the first 2 episodes are in black and white, I tried the show once and I didn't get into it. So the first time I only made it into like the first couple of minutes, and the second time I made it more farther, but I tried twice and I couldn't get into it. And then the third, then I said to myself and my friend that I do want to watch it again, because at the time I did my favourites video, the only TV shows I hadn't watched are WandaVision and What If. I already watched Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, all of those ones. So WandaVision and What If were the only ones I hadn't watched at the time. And I watched What If not long after I did that video. So I kept on saying to myself, I'll watch WandaVision, and it's around the second time I tried and I still couldn't get into it. So the third time I said, no, I need to watch it, because the only one now that I need to watch is Moonlight, and you got Black Panther coming out soon and all these kind of shows, and your Ant-Man and Ant-Man 3 and all these kind of shows and more, all these kind of movies and all these TV shows, and I've already watched for Love and Thunder, so this is one of the ones that I haven't watched yet. So with the third time, I kind of forced myself to watch it, like to get through the first episode. Mainly, I forced myself to watch it, but when I knew I would enjoy it, because I know a lot of people say the first 2 episodes are kind of bad, but when you get to like the third and the fourth one, that's when the show gets good. So that's my story. I did plan to watch it 2 times, couldn't get into it. watched it the third time, kind of forced myself to watch it, and then I finished it. So that's my story. So I'm going to talk about episode 1. So my thoughts on the first episode is that it was really funny. I thought the relationship between Wanda and Vision is very cute. I find it annoying how Vision's boss wife just sat there saying stop it over and over again while her husband is choking. I understand that she was probably scared, but he almost died if Vision didn't help him. I like the character of the woman, and I put their neighbour called Agatha. She was very funny, and I thought the intro, and as an intro episode, I thought it was good. So now I'm going to talk about episode 2. My thoughts on the episode is that I liked it. The part in the beginning with them being scared because of the noise coming outside. It was funny because it turns out that it was just trees. I thought it was very funny and cute. I liked the whole talent show part, and the way they acted was interesting. And I like the new character, and I put her name is Glenda. Glenn, I think that's her name. Gaviline, I do not know how to pronounce it, but I'll put a picture of her if I remember. I think I prefer the first one more, but this was a nice episode. I like how they transitioned the colour, and her seeing the toy plane in the colour was interesting. So I'll put a picture of the toy plane as well if I remember to. Now I'm going to talk about the third episode. My thoughts on the episode is that I thought it was very funny, and I liked Wanda being pregnant. I liked seeing how Wanda being pregnant affected her powers. One of my favourite episodes so far. And I like the fact that she has twin boys and talks about her brother, even though it was very short. Gafferline said about how he was killed by Ultron, and I said, how did you know that? So she was saying that, I forgot his name now, her brother, Quicksilver, I forgot his full name, but how he was killed by Ultron. Vision talking to Aganina, I think that's her name, and his wife, and they were talking about how how the neighbours new to town and she doesn't have a home, and how they're all, and saying who is she, and I was very confused. We see how she's flying and ends up in a place where she's on the floor, and there's helicopters and there's people in the car putting their lights towards her. I liked the episode, but it confused me a bit. I was confused, especially from that cliffhanger. Now I'm going to talk about episode 4. My thoughts on the episode is that it was good. I was watching it at first and I wasn't that into it because I wasn't really laughing, so I didn't think I would like this episode as much as the other ones. Yes, I liked watching backstories, but I'm not laughing. When I'm not laughing, I get kind of bored. I like seeing the backstory and how it related to the other world. I like how you see Glenda, I think I still can't pronounce it, but her name's actually Monica. She goes to the force field thing. Seeing Darcy come back was one of my favourite parts of the episode, and how she was saying people should get her coffee, and her watching the show, so watching the WandaVision. From what I understand, she made a sitcom because after what happened in in Age of Ultron, and the people and the towns are actors. There's one part that annoys me when Monica's trying to use the key and the guy that's sitting on the computer and it's not working, and he's like clearly clearly you don't work here. And I was saying she does work here, she just got blipped, that's it. So episode 5, my thoughts on the episode is that I found it interesting. I was saying to myself, why is this happening? How she's mind controlling them in a way and changing reality. When the sons went from babies to 5-year-olds, then 10-year-olds, that was really funny. I was like, okay. It was sad when the dog died. It was nice that you could see Monica cares about Wanda and that she's on her side. It was a good episode. It's up there with one of the best, and it was funny when the brothers come in the end and you can see Vision is learning more about the truth. But I thought it was a really good episode. Episode 6, my thought on the episode is that it was really good. It was emotional, and Vision and the truth was very sad. The part about Agatha saying that is she dead, and saying because you are dead, and she says about the Avengers, and we see Vision trying to break the force field, but he starts breaking apart, and the way Darcy's like help him, and the shield guy is standing there saying he really wants to escape, doesn't he, and not doing a thing while Darcy gets handcuffed to the car. I also found it cool how one of the sons has the brother's powers and one of the sons has the dad's powers. Now I'm going to talk about episode 6. My thoughts is that it was good. I like the Vision talking to Darcy and how she told him how she's been watching the show and she thinks they are good together and how they belong together. Finding out how it's been Angela who's the reason that all the bad things were happening, because she has magic as well, which is very shocking. It was the middle episode for me. I enjoyed it, but not that much. I laughed a bit, but not that much. But it was a nice episode. Episode 8. My thoughts on the episode is that it was really shocking how Martha is a witch, and you see a flashback on how about her and the lighting power and how she used the power turning them to ashes because she breaks from the chains. I like how you see more of what happened with Wanda and what happened with her and her brother, and how her brother and how Wanda is based on this episode of the show she liked. So the series is based on the show that she watched when she was younger. You see how she didn't mean to do what she did. She just wanted to bury him, but one of the bad guys, he wanted to bring him back to turn Vision into a weapon, which is what Ultron wanted. She went home and how she opened this plans of this house and she dropped it on the floor and how plans exploded, so it went like psh, and that's how it happened. It was really good, and seeing her backstory, it was definitely one of my favourites so far. Now episode 9, I'm pretty sure this is the finale, so I've got a lot to say. My thoughts that was really good. As a final, they did really good. Seeing both of the Visions fight was cool. I'm glad that the cop guy got arrested at the end because I did not like him, and I'm glad that the weapon Vision learned the truth. The whole villain girl annoys me, and she calling Wanda this and that, and I'm like, she needs to look in the mirror. So I'm glad that she got what she deserved, because she kept on calling Wanda's names, and I'm like, wow, you need to look in the mirror. She got put in a prison. She got put in a prison as a character she created. The whole Wanda giving her powers, and she's saying only the person who makes the spell can use that area. So I like that foreshadowing. It was sad seeing her lose Vision and her son because she didn't mean to do what she did. It was a good episode, and I like how they did it in the end. The scene between Monica and the brother was funny because she found her head short, or her hand short. And how I like that Monica was saying that if she had her power, she would bring her back her mum. I don't know what I meant. Okay, I'm going to put on the screen what I meant there because I don't know what I meant. So now I'm going to say my final thoughts. My thoughts is that I enjoyed it. After trying to watch it twice, I'm glad I've now seen all of it. I think the weakest episodes are the first 2, but I prefer the first one more than the second one. I like the special effects that was used in the season and the music that was used for the show. Something that I found weird is the advertising that would come back, but I do understand why they put it. So I think it was one of the best Phase 4 shows. Now that I've seen the movie, you 100% don't need to watch. Now that I've seen the show, you 100% don't need to watch the show to understand Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because at the time I watched the movie, I hadn't seen WandaVision and I understood it. I think it deserves the hype it got. I've seen people say they loved it, but now they have rewatched it, they don't enjoy it as much as before, which I might feel the same. I don't know, but I will have to see. I don't think I will though. My favourite characters is Wanda, Monica, Darcy, Tommy and Billy and Vision. I also like the scene when Monica protects the kids and they fight the copy guy, or the cop guy. They fight the cop guy. I enjoyed it and I'm glad I watched it. This is the Wanda that I really like, not when she becomes Scarlet Witch. So now I'm going to say my rankings for WandaVision. So for number 1, I got episode 6. For number 2, I got episode 8. For number 3, I got episode 9. For number 3, I got episode 3. For number 4, I got episode 4. For episode 5. For number 5, I got episode 5. For number 6, I got episode 1. For number 7, I got episode 7. And number 8, I got episode 2. This ranking might change in the future, but that's what it is as of now. With Phase 4 ranking, I would put it below Hawkeye as I prefer Hawkeye and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I think this is better than Loki and What If. If you watched the show, please leave your comments please leave your ranking in the comments down below, or if you've seen, or leave your MCU ranking so far. I would love to read them and we can have a discussion. So now I'm going to talk about Funko Pops. So this is the only Wanda Vision Funko Pop I have as of now, and it's the Vision. So this is the second one, which I didn't even know that it was the second one at that time because I got this before. So this is the front, and this is the back. This is number 824. So I just bought it at the time because it's Vision, but I'm glad that I did buy it. So all the ones that are at the back are the ones that I want to get. So I'm going to show. So this one, and this one is what I want to get. I added them to my birthday list because I watched the series not long before my birthday. So I did tell my friend that I'm adding them to my list. But if it's too late, then I'll probably get it for myself. So there's also this one vinyl. So I'm going to see if you can see it. So that's the vinyl. So because I didn't know there was vinyl and I heard about it, so I am thinking about getting it. But as of now, I'm not sure. If I do end up getting the Funko Pops for myself, then I'll put a picture on the screen. If not, then it's because I'm going to wait for Christmas. So that is the end of my that is the end of my video. If I haven't gotten anything out, I'm sorry. I'm glad that I've now watched the show and I am currently up to date, apart from Moon Knight. That's the only one I haven't watched. I watched Miss Marvel, I've watched She-Hulk. If I'm thinking about doing a review on She-Hulk, if you want me to do a video on that, then leave it in the comments below and then maybe I'll do it. I have already started writing my favourites video for this year, and hopefully I should be able to film it by the beginning of next year. It's going to be a little late because I have plans for Christmas, so I'm probably going to do my Christmas video and my favourite videos for the year a bit late, but it will be out. I'm filming them when I have the time. So that is the end of the video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know your ranking again of the show, let me know your ranking of the episodes, or where you will put them on the show, or you will put them in your MCU ranking, and I will read them and we can have a discussion about it, as I said earlier. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when I post. And I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.